Alrighty, let's get the music turned down. Okay, welcome in, you guys. Boom, right on time. Why did that stop at 1? Are we still live? Why is this stuck at 1? Oh, there we go. Hi, are you still with us? Hi, Muffin Top. Welcome into WCIA Network. Hi, Rachel, Muffin Top, my amazing mod. Thank you for being here, of course. Let's get the dog in here. Thank you. Where's in the cage? Need to let him out first. Okay, welcome. Look at that. You guys, my last live seemed to be pretty popular, which is amazing. Hopefully we will keep it rolling. Welcome in, Muffin Top, Princess. We've got some new people here, which I love that. Rumple Long here. How you doing? Yeah, the more the merrier. The new people we absolutely love. Hi, BC. It's Mary C. I'm just GH. My subscribers that are really motivated and are committed over here and support my channel, and that's the only way I could do it here. Hi, Colleen, is with the help and support of my subscribers, my members, those that come and join. Hi, Robert. You're new. Welcome into WCIA. Here, all we do here is, hi, Lisa, is to try to give Rebecca the children justice by telling their story to, hi, Rachel. I think I've already said that. I don't remember. I don't know. That's what happens. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Is to bring justice to the children by sharing their stories to the best of my abilities, to how I see it and how I hear it. What is going on out there? Did he go out?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my little doggy. Hi. Oh. He's just really happy to be here first. Oh, yes. I have lots of dogs here. So I use, come here. I use spirit, clairvoyance, whatever comes forth to me to bring information about the children is how I bring it to you guys. And the heck, I could only bring it to you guys when I receive information, right? If I don't receive information, that means that I'm not going to be able to give you any information. I just don't sit here and make shit up. I look at photos and tell you what I see. I could be looking at a photo that's a photo of nothing and tell you what I see. Sometimes you will see what I'm talking about and sometimes you won't. Like this photo here. This is an example. So the Summer Moon Wells Missing Children, I have been covering since June 16, 2021. And I learned that the information comes through the children. And visions come through. You're looking for a bone? Hold on, let me get you a bone. Hold on. Let's get you a bone. Here. Okay. Here you go. Okay. Much happier. Sorry, guys. You got to take care of your little puppies, right? Puppies have to be happy, and then we're all happy. So I learned that when I was looking at a photo or looking at something, the storyboard showed, and in over years of me doing this since, I don't know, since I was born maybe, I realized that these visions meant something, right? And what happened here was Summer Moon Wild's Missing Children have brought this over to me, and I take it very seriously. It's an honor to get the information and bring it to you. I believe it is helping in the law enforcement. I believe that I am shedding light on areas that nobody talks about, on areas that are hard to see, and that's because we're not used to seeing it. We're not supposed to see it. It's very horrible. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. What they're doing to these children and how they're proceeding underground and using tunnels, and it's right under our feet. And the information through across the board is the same. It's the same. So for Madeline McCain, from Amber Hagerman, who was Amber Alert was named after her, to Summer Moon Wells, to Quentin Simon, to Michael Vaughn, to Lori Vallow, to the Watts, to William, Harmony Montgomery, Serenity McKinney. I mean, it's just, my list is very long, and now what I call them is they're really the, someone called them the Christmas tree children. And there's a reason that they call them the Christmas tree children. It's not just thrown out there with a list that happens to be the same list of kids that I cover here. It's no coincidence, you guys. Isabella, Lisa Irwin, Chiron. Think about it. All these kids are the same. They all have been sacrificed the same way. They all have the same story. They may have walked a different path, but they all followed the same leader. The same leader brought them to where they were. Each and every one of them have a different story, but they all have the same purpose of why they were taken. Hi, Boston. And them being taken, people don't want to talk about it. And it scares them, it fears them, and it's very, very uncomfortable to talk about. It is not comfortable for me to sit here and tell you what happens to these kids. It's not comfortable to tell you how they sacrifice them and take their body parts and take their blood and do what they're doing to them for the sake of the sacrifice. Nobody wants me talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Even when I show information that pulls us all together, which I'm going to show you more again today, it won't be discussed. I do believe it is protected, but that doesn't stop the children from giving the story. I have the story here. Can't stop. The kids have congregated. The kids have come together as one. So this is all allegedly, right? Everything falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Anyone could come in here and they have their own opinion. It's a free world. You don't like what I say, change the channel. You think this is nuts, change the channel. Or you don't like what I say, stay and learn. You think this is nuts, stay and learn. The choice is up to the choices are up to you what you do with something that someone presents you. That's how you should be living life every day. You're presented things that are uncomfortable to, I call them gifts of information. These are gifts of information that are going to make everyone uncomfortable. The people doing this count on you being uncomfortable. They count on you saying, oh my God, these photos are so fucked messed up. This lady must be screwing with them and later. They count on you to just act that way. They want you to. And, everyone follows like a herd of sheep. They follow. Be the leader for these children. Pivot the other direction. Walk away and go see what you see over to the left instead of, following the leader that led these children to their death. They're very good at it. Extremely good at it. It's called a cult. That's what cults do. They know how to pivot you over here. They know how to make you think that any other way that they've done this, if someone shows you what they've done, they have created a way to be like, oh, wow, it's called bullying. They'll bully you until you don't look any further. It works. The tactics work. America, I personally think, is becoming weaker, and that's what's happening. We are all weakening, and nobody is the one to stand up and look at someone that's different and be like, we love you. Do something different. Shake that person's hand and say hello. I roll my window down. I was with my daughter just last week, and I keep dollars in the car, right? I like the homeless. It's just something I've always liked, the homeless. I like talking to the homeless. I like bringing them stuff. I think their stories are so interesting. If you ever really want to do something really interesting, cool, go to the streets and talk to the homeless. They're just like you and me. The only difference is a sliver of a pivot. Any of you guys could be homeless in a second. It's just what it is. Talk to them. Do something different. When you look them in the eye and you be like, and I rolled down the window and I'm like, oh shit. And I had like $2 left in my car. I'm like, here, I only have $2 today, and he's like, $2 is better than no dollar. And he looked at me and he's like, have a great day. And I'm like, no, you have the best day ever. And the guy just laughed and walked away. And my daughter, it's their lessons. That's how you should treat people, the way you want to be treated. But that's not going on anymore. What's going on is, what the fuck are they doing on our streets? They didn't choose to be there. They didn't choose to be there, just like the people doing this didn't choose to be doing this. You understand? So I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge the people that are doing this at all. They're stuck in a world that over here we don't know about because we've never walked in their shoes. Until we walk in their shoes, we have no right to judge anybody. So that's why we're only here for the children. I may show you information and be like, you know what? Don Wells, you're guilty. But it's not like I'm going to do anything about it. He was brought up in a world of pedophiles. He was brought up in a world of this. So I'm not here to do that. The children on the other side have come together And they don't choose it either. They don't want to choose it anymore. The next generation doesn't want it. They don't want it. Do not hand it to them. It makes no sense to them. They're saying no, no more, no more. I hear them saying no more. You are not going to meet them in the resurrection because there's no room. Hundreds and thousands of kids are over there and they don't want it. They want peace. They want love. They want everyone to come together. And it's not as if they're like, screw you to the one who placed them over here and unalived them. They want these words of love to be sent and to say there's another way. There's a better way to do this. There's another way. There's another way. And unfortunately, we're all going in the wrong direction. There's no stopping, and no one is leading that way. No one's leading the correct way. Hatred, this, that, blah, 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 blah. It's where we are. So when I'm going through this information, I'm showing unlived children, and I am showing you videos from YouTube creators that are fabulous. They're really good. I'm going to show you a video and show you how I hear my words come to me. And it's by using particular creators' videos on YouTube. And I don't change them. They're all the same. Very rarely does a new YouTube creator come through that I use that I haven't used in the past. It's not about them. It's the energy and the information that they are giving me helps tell the story. When I look at this, and this comes from a network, fingers. Fingers were my very, very first element. And I just can't say it loud enough. When you guys watch videos and you see multiple fingers on a hand or multiple fingers on a child, and it just doesn't look correct, you're right. It's not correct. So when we all saw this on Kylie Rodney, this is a little blurry, but she was sacrificed. I have many videos on her, but this here, look at the fingers. They match everything that I am showing today goes back to Robert Vaughn's creation of the machinery. Every piece of element that I discuss matches to the left. This here, there is see this blue thing across the top? There is equipment. And the equipment was created. Now, when I say this stuff, understand that these are readings. And that's all they are. They're readings. Clairvoyantly, I give the readings. And I just wing it. Like, I freaking wing this. Like, a lot of times I get on, I'm like, I don't know. I'm winging it. So when I get on, either I'm on a roll or I'm not. This blue thing and what's in his hand and the whole presentation of what he is showing is a critical piece of element to these stories. That shows up in Jody Sue Brown's videos. It showed up in the carnival videos. Don Wells has one in his hand. That blue little thing is stuck on the phone is an element. So when you see something like this and you're like, wait a minute, this is a little odd, use your own intuition. Stop. Don't be in a rush. Look at it and listen to yourself and really hone in on the information that is being presented to you, not the information that they want you to see. The information that is beneath the surface. I believe that the whole entire world of this so-called sacrifice are within the stories, and many of which are in the stories of carnivals, Appalachian fairgrounds, rides, trucks, YouTube creators that discuss farms, water, plantation, resurrection. They move a lot. There's a lot of stuff that is shown beneath the surface. Now, sometimes you'll see it and sometimes you won't. I know that I see it when I'm supposed to see something. Maybe you won't see it. Maybe I'm actually looking at a black dot, and that black dot is telling me where a child is. I don't know, because everyone's reality is different. And it's nobody else's business to say, what's the correct and what's not correct. What's the real reality and what's not. It's a great thing to maybe one day know, but we won't know. We don't know. Don going to the carnival that day with Summer Moon, and they show something like this. I don't just see a pair of shoes. I see the story. So my third eye goes back to the Wells house. This to me goes right back to the video of Dancing in the Rain, the video of them on their porch. These are the same shoes. So because I recognize something like this, there's a message. The video that hit the hardest, that gives the most information, I would say one of the top 5, is the one that I'm going over today, and it's the carnival. It's the carnival. I'm bringing the carnival together with other videos from different creators. And when I do that, it helps pull the story together. I kept certain photos from videos that no longer are on YouTube. Every video that I pull is from YouTube creators that give me the information through their content. And as the days go on and time passes, I then see the truth a year later. I was guided to select certain photos that people will know. When I showed them in the beginning, they're like, what is this? And I'm like, this is a major element. It's a major element. And the shape of it, the color of it, the way that it's being presented is going to show itself over and over and over and over to me. And somewhere down the road, it's going to help break this shit open. I left my last live with this important photo. I'm like, holy cow, this is a match to Summer Moon Wells. This is a match to Summer Moon Wells, and it's a match to the Idaho 4, and this all is the same. There is a reason I put this stuff together. The reason is it's all the same information. It's presented differently, but because I use my, whatever I want to call this, I'm able to give you the story. And I don't know if the story's what's right and what's wrong. We won't know until someone really comes forward and is like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's what I'm going through today, and I don't know many times what comes through. I don't know. I just know that there's something real going on here. The photos that I look back at, I remember coming off lives in the beginning. I'm like, and I go back and look at it, I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? Literally. And then there's photos that I don't understand them yet that are now critical. And I put them out there 2 years ago, you guys. That is why I always say, in time, like, you may not see things and understand, just like I didn't, but I trusted what was being shown to me. I trusted it. I trust that there's something going on within the carnival. I know that this is an extremely important piece of information. I know that the authorities looked at this and saw something in this. They could go find something. I can't get any deeper than that. And trust me, I try, but my information comes from the children. Other than that, I would just put a guesstimate to it. Right? I would be like, I know that there's something in here because this is the photo that fell on my floor in my office. Like, I print these photos and I have a wall behind me of photos just covered in all of these photos. When I first pulled this photo, like, it's telling me location, it's telling me information. And then this photo fell while I was live, right? Back then when I took this photo from the carnival, I'm like, it's the circle. But guess what? It's the location. So it's not up to me to go running to the Appalachian Fairground back here. It's up to the authorities if they want to take a risk. And this is located in this right here in the vision. It goes right through the middle of this thing. And this is something that is a set. This is set at the fairground. It's the vision, it's the angle. It's back here. And if I were the law enforcement and I wanted to take a risk because you have nothing to lose, nothing, I'd go hunting. I'd go hunting in there, and I'd go underground. Somewhere underground, there is a beginning and there's an end. Somewhere in the middle meets the Wells house. It goes to the property. There is some sort of a railroad system comes through. Right beneath them. Right beneath them. This looks like this. These aren't rides. This is beneath the rides. That is up to them to go look at. So this is a background of how I work and how I use these photos to tell a story. For those that don't know, the very first videos, bit of information, all came from the Wells. We don't need anything else than the very first videos, like the carnival, like the dancing in the rain. Anything like that shows Summer Moon Wells' true story, and somebody put it in these videos. I pulled photos like this way back when from the carnival. And now I know why. Because it was the plexiglass. It's the plexiglass. So this plexiglass covers the information. They use this. This is plexiglass. It's the hole in the ground. And that's summer. This is what it looks like. I believe this is summer, because whatever this is tells me Summer knows she was in a place like this. This is familiar. She walked through this. It's cold. A lot of metal. A lot of noise above her head. But she's beneath something like this, where somebody is looking at her from above. This is how I get my story. So a man like this, Summer would be able to see this angle from below. So this kind of information is critical. I wouldn't have this information if I didn't see it. You see, this is how the children see it. They don't see it from above. They're below. They are even, their little eyes would be even with this ground. So it would be beneath, they would be beneath a ride. Now, I'm not saying they stay there. What I'm telling you is it's part of how they get taken away. That's what happens. They go through water, they go through a lot. But what you're looking at here is how the children see it. The reason we have photos like this, though, the photos that I am pulling to show you, is because the children know what this looks like. Comes from this. Comes from this. They're covered. So when somebody is looking at them, there is a glare. They're behind, inside these boxes. See? This is beneath. Beneath the surface. I know many of you are new, so I'm going to just say something and let you know that a lot of my information, I don't really follow them anymore because Molly Golightly was really my ringleader that I followed. And this figure up thing, you know, I've seen it many other times, but they had Justin for All and JLR. Justin for All, JLR with them, and Tiffany Marie sort of stayed in the background, but I count her in. You know, those people, but it's like I feel like I'm looking at the production crew. I can't explain it. And JLR for sure, production crew. And when I say production crew, there's a whole slew of creators that if they don't know that this shit is in there, then great. But their videos are being used to show what happens to these children. That, to me, right there is the story. The story is not only about the children, but the story is this, how they're doing it, and to understand it so it's stopped. The sacrifices, at the end of their sacrifices, they look like this. Now, I don't just pull shit out of a hat. This is what they look like in the water over and over and over. Now, this comes from their videos. Their videos. This one may come from, I don't know if this one is Ryan Finds Truth or not, but it's either that or Molly's. It's one of them. And it's always telling the story to me, you guys. These sacrifices go to the water. They go in the leaves. and they get replenished, and it's all for the sake of the resurrection according to them. So that's what I mean by I'm not in a place ever to judge somebody's life. If that is what floats their boat, okay. But when you find the same elements like this in the grass, I'm going to show you like this, what's in here. And then this same imprint shows up in a whole different video. This here, you guys, is Summer Moon Wells. Whatever you want to call this, that is an element that repeats itself in other videos of other children sacrificed. Whatever this element is, repeats over and over. It shows up in other videos, other creators. So when I speak of sacrifice and say that the information is coming through from the creator, yeah. And they all match. This guy that followed the Kylie Rodney was another one that had the same information. Those are his little critters. And the more I expose, the more I share the stories, the more you're going to see. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be like, I don't understand, why are they showing this shit? And you're going to see that they're showing the children. The children. So my presentation today is going over, right, basically starting where we did from last time. Let me see if there's anything else in here. No, I'm going to close this one out. I hope that that gives like a little insight to what I'm doing, right? Because again, I know there are new people, and I respect that, and I want you guys to be able to see what's happening here. So, this was page number 1. Madeline McCain has been pulled in to my story. Some of you that are new are saying, if you think, you got something, blah, 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 why aren't you sending it in? Well, it's a good question. I send it in every day before I bring it live to the same FBI agent and over to TBI or Madeline's people, whoever it relates to. But everything gets sent in. I don't sit on anything. I don't have anything that they haven't seen. They've seen it all. I mean, you're talking many months of information. This shows you Madeline McCain. This came from the news, and this was in one of the slivers of information. Within the sliver shows what I proceed to say, the victim and the one being victimized. They wear these black outfits so you don't see them. They wear these things on their head so you don't recognize them. They use animal faces. They use masks that you don't see unless you're like in a freaking war zone. They're being used. So if your brain could understand that these photos come from the creators I just showed you, this one, this, and this comes from one of their heads. This, all you could see is like an ear and an eye, and it's the side view of a face, okay? This is what they put on them. This photo comes from the news. I believe that this is Madeleine McCann being taken. I just do. Why else would it be in there? Why would something like this be in Madeleine McCann's news? But nobody saw it. You know why? Because they could place this stuff underneath the truth or underneath the deep fake because they know no one's looking for it. Nobody. No one is looking for this. Well, I see it in a second. Your ones, thank you for the ones. When you put ones in there, it means that you see it. Madeleine McCann is another one of those stories that is a Summer Moon Wells story. What you see to the left comes from the Madeleine McCann documentary. Now, I'm not sure if they know that that is in their documentary or not. What you see to the right, and what I'm doing is Robert Vaughn, for those who don't know, years and years and years and years ago, this Robert Vaughn created these machineries that he put up on YouTube years ago. I found it. And he has like a wood shop and all of these knives and shit. And he's using this machinery. I'm like, this is the machinery that is being used now today to place all these things within the earth for the resurrection. They place these things logically. That right there tells me to the left, Madeleine McCann's head and all this information, it's just like this, was placed within a V, just like what you see to the right, in the corner. This is what they do. Do you understand? To the victims. This represents, this here represents what you see to the left, and what you see to the right is the V. That is what it looks like. Let me brighten this up. Let me change the color. Maybe sharpen it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll sharpen it a little and bring it over. So I don't know why this would be in this video, other than someone telling us what happened to Madeleine. It's right there. Look at the mother's eye. It's covered in maroon. Look at her wrist. It's got the 5 on it. This whole thing screams Summer Moon Wells. Screams. This is screaming for justice. Screaming. This V is a staple. They're systematically used. Madeline McCain is a Summer Moon Wells missing child. Period. See this here? You see that face hiding? Whoops. See that face hiding? I really wish somebody would find that face, because that is an important face. That is super important. I have information in these videos and tapes on Alec, what's his name? What's the actor? No, come on, Lori. He's an actor. Let me see if I cropped his face out. And this is supposed to be his child. With Jennifer. Oh, Jesus. Gardner? Jennifer Gardner. Yeah, Jennifer Gardner's husband. Jennifer Gardner is her husband. This is what this photo is supposed to be, his daughter. That's his daughter's face right there. And that's what's in there. Affleck. Yes, Ben Affleck. This is supposed to be Ben Affleck and his daughter. Well, when I saw this information, I'm like, that ain't this is an issue. It was an issue for me, so I grabbed the information. Let me see if I have it under Ben Affleck. Of course I don't. So I have a video on it, but when you zoom in, this is the man's face. And that's what's under his child. This is a very common face. Ben Affleck's wife, and this is supposed to be the child's ear is towards us. The ear is what you see to us. The other photo is from the Michael Vaughn videos. If the law enforcement is listening, I believe full-heartedly that if you could match up this face, because I've seen it many times, you will get information that you need. Now, that's all I know, that it's this fucking face. I don't do shit like that. This, I don't know who this is. He's hiding. He's hiding under Ben Affleck. It's not Ben Affleck. Just like the photo like this guy who shows up with Andrew Hilt, to me, it's the same guy that talks with Benny. It's the same person. To me, they're the same people. There's no difference. There's no difference. Their people are showing the same information and they're the same face. So this is the story, you guys. This is all connected together. This is all connected. Madeleine McCann's photo comes from the left. This here is also a main element. Main element. This is part of the machinery that doesn't change. And people place the information within these videos, first of all, because they can. And second of all, because they have to. What I do here is show you what's hidden beneath the deepfake and to show you how it all matches. That little head in there, the little chipmunk, right in there, might as well be a Summer Moon Wells. Why? Because that came from the Madeleine McCann story. This is what Summer Moon looks like. This. They have her just like this, head on a platter. With the raccoon thing on top of her. No difference, you guys. Let me open it up. This here, I know where to find them. I know where to find this information. This here is in the car of Madeleine McCann. They place this information because nobody is questioning it. That came from here. Madeleine McCann mystery. Madeleine McCann mystery matches every story I cover. What you're looking at in the middle, you guys, is the same thing that I've been showing over and over and over. And what these Beeston Bunch and these other groups are showing in their water thing and Ryan Up Church, they're all showing the same thing. That's that. So when I say that I am here to teach you the items to look for in order to bring the kids justice, that's what I'm doing. This is what you're seeing in the videos, But they're putting it to freaking cartoon characters or something. This is what they're doing to it. Whoops. See? It all comes from this. It matches the machinery grabbed from Michael Vann and the machinery that I call the blood bank. This isn't something that got out of a horror story. This is from the creator's video. This is from the Michael Vann shit. This is from, Robert Vann shit. This is from a video that shows what they're doing. And it matches. This matches. Look. It's the same thing. Same thing, you guys. Those are cylinders. There's a head on top, and this is what they're doing. It's like a horror story. Correct, Rumpel. Just look. I didn't grab these off of Google. I didn't grab these off of, fuck. These are YouTube creators that you guys are watching. And they get lots of views. They get lots of clicks, and I have no idea why. JLR, wow, his was really funny. I couldn't stop it when he was a piece of toast. Like you guys have no idea what I hear when they say, great biscuits and gravy. Like all I see is them eating fucking children. Like it's just a joke with the hands moving. I'm like, oh my God, people wake up. Like wake up. This, hello, sacrifices. And there's no difference from this to the damn water bottles that they're holding in all of the creators' YouTube channels that have families. All the family ones. Family, family, family. All these with the family and the kids. Let me tell you something. Those channels are gonna get busted one day. If I have to do this for the next 20 years of my life. If they know it or not. This shit's in there. And I can't watch it much longer. This is it. It's a system that is being plugged in, and Jesus Christ. Look at. So when you look at this and you see, yes, thank you for that affirmation. Thank you for that affirmation. Everyone that knows that is here, I get affirmations through those who are children. And a child, this channel is not for children. Do you understand? It's not for kids. So don't change a channel if you're a child. I think there's a couple children in here that, you guys, this is information that you should not be watching. So come back later when you grow up. Okay? So, this is Madeleine McCann. What I see are all the elements that are used to tell the story. And this dude here, there are people that hold the keys. And they're very egotistical, and they have a certain personality. Now, I'm not here to judge them. I'm telling you that their personalities don't really recognize even if someone calls them out. This person is extremely visible to me. And this situation here with the car, because I know they use fake cars. So what I see here is just a massive amount of elements. These elements are always shown in different ways to me because I see them clairvoyantly. I use them and see them to help bring justice to the children. I was brought to Quentin Simon yesterday, and he was a big deal. Quentin Simon, for some reason, is still very present for me. I kept a few of their photos because I knew they'd be important one day. And that day is here. Quentin Simon only will get justice by speaking about him and remembering that he has a story just like the children of Summer Moon Wells. I believe that there's parts of him that are on the property. They didn't dig in the correct areas. What's to the right is information given to me to help tell the story of Madeline McCain. Right? Here are the pieces that give me information, and the words just come through. I was putting this presentation together. I was in the kitchen this morning, and I'm like, no, when I call any of my kids over or my husband over, they never see, and they see nothing. I'm like, oh my God, do you see that? No, like it's not even worth me asking. This here gives information on Simon, of where they put trophies. I see this very clearly. I feel as if this corner right here holds a very powerful piece of information. This is at the corner. Right there. I don't know. I don't think the pool was ever... I don't know if the pool was ever drained, but if the pool was... So I'm getting, if the pool was refinished, was their pool freshly refinished or anything? Was their pool... Does anyone know if their pool was freshly refinished? like a new sealant. You see something like they would have a new sealant, like the Quentin Simon. Let me see if it's on. If I could find this real quickly, because that just came through to me. Like a layer of some sort that's like new. Let's see. So I will put Quentin Simon Pool. Okay. Well, when they dug for him, did they dig at the pool? Wait. I'm trying to see if they show a picture of the pool. It says the swimming pool in the backyard in Clinton Simon, it was drained. A fire truck to drain the swimming pool. They drained the pool. All right, so let's see. Is this up? No. So here we go. Okay, here we go. So when I look at this, when I say the pool, let's see if they get closer. Okay. Let me see if there's a better photo real fast. Quentin Simon Pool. I'm just looking because I want to show you an actual, I want to point to it. See a lot of these pictures? tell a whole different story to me. See? Nobody's really looking. Come on, give me the pool. Ugh. Well, yes, see, look at his hands. This child, like, that's so not normal. You see that? Like, none of this is normal. And this is the stuff that you need to look at. You know, it's not a figment of your imagination that these children look this way. It's terrible, is what it is. What the fuck is that? And this shit doesn't get looked at, doesn't get examined. I want the pool. I'm getting sucked in. I can't. Wait a minute. Now let's look at this one. These news stations. It's these photos usually, like Quentin Simon's photos, like I know how to grab them, which I can't do that right now, which my body is doing it, but it shouldn't. All the same pictures of him in front of the... Okay, this should be the backyard. Yeah, Quentin Simon. It's so sad. It's so... These are not even normal photos. I mean, when I say normal, they don't match up. They just... There's no pool. Okay, let me get rid of this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Let me go to the pool. See that I just allowed it to like pull me in that direction, which I shouldn't have. Okay. Blood bank. So this is the pool. That is the corner that I'm talking about. If anyone lives in that area, I mean, this is the corner I would go to. I would go to that corner and dig. I would dig. That's what I would do. I would dig. This right here. There's greenery. Go under it. Under it. Just like this is, again, the machinery sets the pace. You're looking for these things. This is how they built it. The pieces go in the corners. It's like a V. Follow the diagrams. Follow the blueprint. This is from Ryan Upchurch. This is a perfect photo to show a diagram of how this follows the blueprint. It follows it. That right there, let me grab this. The head and what you're seeing here follows this blueprint. Right here. Everything does. So if you are in, a position that you could do something with this logically and not spiritually like I do, this is all the same. These are V's. His head is on the V. It goes like this. It's the equipment. Those are the poles. What you see down there are the L's, the corners. Those are the corners. Corners are always there. There has to be a corner. Heads go in the corner. This here is also Ryan Upchurch. And I don't understand how this woman is in the Ryan Upchurch video. I don't understand it. But this was in one of his videos. I don't think these videos are up anymore. The videos that were up in the beginning were before he took his channel down. Like this was 2 years ago. And this is what it was showing. I'm like, wait a minute. This looks like Quentin Simon. So I kept all this because I was like, there's the pole through her. That's Ryan throwing a knip shit. I don't know why, but there's no difference between this and this. They all have the pole. See on her neck, it's like her head would go right in the, let me show you. Actually, let me grab her head. This would be right in the metal poles. Grab it. Oh, it's a bigger one. Okay. You're going to see the V on her neck clearer. So this is what you're looking at in Ryan and that lady. See the V on her neck? It's maroon. Always. And then under the V is like the L. I'm gonna outline it. It's always the same. This is the L, and this is the V. And this is a face. These are just critters. So this goes in like that. The head goes right there. The head goes right here. And it goes in the plumbing. It's all the same. And they're cookie cutters. See? And you guys might not see it, but I see it because this is what I see before I see anything else. Boom. And this is how it's done. Every victim, when I tell you every victim, even when they show Benny Keys laying in the corner, I'm always like, their heads are in the corner and they have the V on the neck, and then you see the L and they're in the corner and they have a pole through their head. I've been saying it for a very long time. But this is the blueprint. This was built to do this, you see. Let me make this smaller. This was built to do this. This is the blueprint. This, now look at her head, the V, boom. You see the poles? See how the pole goes through her neck? Boom. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. This was built for the sacrifices that they're doing today. So when I see equipment like this, like in Ryan Finds Truth, and it's laying on the ground, I copy and paste it because this is the equipment. This is what the equipment looks like. This is what you see on Don Wells' property. This is exactly what it looks like. And it looks exactly like this in Enan Harsh. I mean, this dude showed the whole freaking setup. I don't care how, I don't care how blurry. You shouldn't have a blurry of Robert Vaughn's equipment. This dude shows all of this. All of it. Don't know who he is, but he shows it. And here, this is still the actor to the right. And then that is what's matching are the same points that Candace shows. This is part of the equipment that doesn't change. Doesn't change. Just doesn't change. These are critical pieces. And the little teeny faces and the critters and the blah, 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 blah are on here. But this is the actor. This is the equipment that Molly Golightly puts her face on. This is what Molly Golightly puts her eyeball on. Just to let you know. It's that circle disc. And Candace has the same equipment. This is what I have that Molly Golightly puts her face on. This is the actor with his daughter, allegedly. Ben Affleck. I have a whole video on him. No one gave a crap. This is the equipment. Look at the little thing on the bottom. He's holding it, you guys. Those are the straps. You see that on the top? That's what Candace is showing off. Candace is showing it. Same thing. So Candace is in a video and she tries to, it's like shows it in the corner. Those are this. Candace shows the same thing. They're major. They're major. And this is major information. I know what this is. I know what this is. So yeah. Think about it. Think about the pictures I have with those on the eyes. See that little critter in the front? That little critter in the front is mimicking Molly Golightly. So these small little things mimic Molly. But they're real. And I have plenty of photos of her face and many other people's eyeballs attached to this, you guys. Summer Moon Wells. This is Summer Moon. This is a photo of her on the swing. It is really important, you guys, that when, you know, if you want to do anything for Summer and bring her a little bit of justice, you need to go to her swing videos and just replay them and look at them and copy and paste all of the photos that show sacrifice, that match the story. I ask you guys to do that because each version of her TikToks are different. All of these kind of photos that show up shouldn't be there. But what is so very important is that the story is told and it's all matches. Here you have, again, the head is in the V. It's in the corner. You just have to look for the elements. Kind of get your eyes away from the chaos of the photo. I'm going to show you how to do that. And you go right to the smallest image. There's a bunch of them in there. But follow the frame. Follow the V's. And you will bring these children, these babies that went with her, justice. Listen to what I'm teaching you. You go to the frame and you follow the V, you're going to find the little baby's head. There's different children in here, but this is how you do it. There are a bunch of heads in here. But this is a corner. And this is how you bring them justice. This is a baby. This is a V. This is a victim. This is the corner. Now, when you look at this, you may be like, well, wait a minute. That's not the corner that I saw. That's okay, because there's a multiple corners in here. If you could get to the very middle and blow it up, this brings justice to the highest level. You may not understand this photo, but that's Summer. Summer Moon Wells had her head on a platter in a box-like, box-like thing that went away. And she had a lot of things with her. She had animal things. She had other victims. And this is what's in the middle of the photo, you guys. I cannot make this shit up. I do not put this shit there. I have nothing to do with that. I only pick it out to tell you, hi to the children of Summer Moon Wells. We see you, we hear you, we're sending you love, and we're bringing you justice. We don't need to understand every little piece of the photo. Understand that what you see in Summer Moon side is equivalent to what we're looking at on Madeline McCain's side. It's the same. What you see here is Amber Hagerman. Amber Hagerman is one of the victims that went down in history as a major sacrifice. There were other kids, not just her. Her mother knows the story. Her mother was part of it. She is well protected. The story is well protected. Nobody will get to them. Nobody will ever get to them. A deal was made. The mother was brought up this way. They all know each other. They're all like a pack of wolves. Pack of wolves. This is yet another picture of Summer on the swing. All the photos that I have of Summer like this, nothing's the same. This isn't Summer. Look very closely at our summer moon. Look very closely at what she's holding onto in her hands. These little pieces of bits of information constantly go back to the beginning. To what was created at Robert Vaughn's little workshop. What you see here and what she's holding are the maroon, the green, the white, the yellow little metal pieces that are part of their journey. It's part of the story. It's part of what they do to these children. These. The maroon, the green, the silver, the gold, the yellow. These children get pulled. All of these photos of summer, I mean, they reflect tons of children. Not just one, but they all have the V on them. Their heads are in a corner. All of their heads go through a pole. And they all wind up in the same situation. All of them. Summer moon. Madeline. Julia. Summer moon. Madeline. Julia. They're all in the corners. That little girl that came forward screaming for justice was completely thrown away, ignored, thrown in the garbage. No one listened. No one came to her rescue. That fake lady, whoever she was, just showed up out of nowhere to clean the mess up. And everyone ate it up. How is it in today's world that was accepted? How is it that someone was able to come and just clean this shit up, which she looked like this, wasn't her, and they matched Summer Moon Wells' information across the board? They let a lady come in that no one knew and just clean up the mess? On Dr. Phil? Is this all joke? Like, am I living like a fucking nightmare? Like, is this a joke? Is this really the real world? Like, is this really fucking our world? Think about it. How is that possible? Or was that all fake? Was every bit of that shit fake? Maybe. Because this is exactly what she's attached to. Exactly. Don't get it. The little girls in the cars tell a story. I believe that the window looks like this. I believe that there's something to be said about that lock in the window. I'm pulled towards it. I'm showing it. Madeline McCain's information is to the left. Summer Moon's is to the right. Identical. It is the same information. Same information as Amber Alert, Amber Hagerman. Madeline McCain is to the left. What you see to the right comes from one of those families. What's underneath their videos is really insane information. I see the rooms in which they go in. I see that these are underground and you could get to them from the new construction. I see that you could get to them through the walls of closets. The information to the left is that Julia that came. I can't even explain to you how every one of her videos is a cookie cutter to the stories that I go over. All the crazy loony things that I see in her videos and her images match. Madeleine McCann's story is the same group of people. And whoever is touching these families that are on YouTube is part of the people that are creating the children beneath the deep fake. These children are being placed beneath their videos as if they're telling a fairy tale story. They wind up in the leaves, they wind up in the trees, they wind up in the water, they wind up in the fertilizer, they wind up in the grass. Those little heads that they show that represent, quote unquote, the children, are the same little heads that they show in the Robert Vaughn workshop. The little head that you see to the left is what he has at his workshop. That is the blueprint to what's going on in the right. Same thing. That is the same thing. Do you guys see how that head is the same? Let me blow it up. Copy. See? That is from Robert Vaughn. This is the exact same thing, but it was from this week's video from the families that I follow. They're little nuggets. I see what they're doing here. The tattoo on these families' arms are the same as the tattoos that are found in Summer Moon's swing video. And if I sent all this in, if authorities don't want to do anything with it, that is not our problem, you guys. These are the same freaking markings. Same markings. Do you hear me? From Summer Moon Wells's swing video to the markings that are being shown in the video I just showed you with the little head. Comes from these videos. The picture to the left is supposed to be Madeleine McCann's mom. I don't recognize her as Madeleine McCann's mom. I don't know who that is. But the picture to the right was taken the night that Kylie Rodney went missing. Kylie Rodney's video from Prosser Lake the video, I think it was a TikTok video. And then after that TikTok video, I told you guys that the Beast and Bunch had this crazy video. I kept it. This is what followed Prosser Lake video. I'm like, I think they're showing, not her, whoever's putting it in here, it's got nothing to do, quote unquote, about them. They have a great channel. This isn't about them. I'm not judging them, no nothing. But what I'm telling you is I believe full-heartedly that this represents Kylie Rodney's baby. Period, frickin' period. I believe this represents that Kylie Rodney, to me, it's telling me that Kylie Rodney had a baby. And somehow they're showing it in this video. Again, it has nothing to do with them. They have a fabulous channel. Nothing to do with them. This is their child that they show as the deep fake. Under the deep fake shows this. Do you understand that this is what Kylie Rodney looked like? That's Kylie Rodney to the right. That is the L, the little L that's right there under the eye. That's the same thing that Kylie Rodney looked like. I believe that it's telling the Kylie Rodney story. That is a painted clown face. Painted clown faces are very significant. When you see the pole through the head, it is significant to the sacrifices. I believe whatever was following Kylie Rodney's video from Prosser Lake was used to tell Kylie Rodney's story, and she had a baby. The baby was taken from her. These are sacrifices. The pole goes through the head of these sacrifices. You understand that throughout the videos of these hospital things that they show, all these births, what I see and pull are photos of poles through their head. This is the same thing. I believe they're showing Kylie Rodney and her baby. And that's the story. To the left is Amber Hagerman. Amber Hagerman was placed in flames. My heart feels hot. It's heating up. She was placed in flames from her chest up. And this is her. I don't have much more to say other than the mother needs to come clean. And if she ever hears this, the only way that you will ever see your daughter again is if you tell the truth. You will never see her in the resurrection. Amber knows that this was very wrong. Amber knows. She became strong. She waited for her people, and she is surrounded by the children that have gone through this, and she knows better than you. She's smarter than you. Wait, hold on, guys. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Wait, close this. Beautiful. This here is saying, I am Amber Hagerman. And I am here to tell you my story. And if my mother wants to see me again, she will come forth and tell the truth. She knows, Don, somebody should come forth and tell the truth. Because if this is for the people in spirit world, and if this is actually for those that have crossed over, you're barking up the wrong damn tree. Because they know better. You're not going to do that here. Nothing's going to happen to you here. You want it to happen to you somewhere else. Well, it's not going to unless you speak. This child is no child. This child is no child. This child has a hole in its head. This child has a hole in its head. These children that I show are connected to equipment that somebody is doing this to them. Someone within this world needs to speak up. Someone within this world that they're playing in needs to come forward. The food that they're feeding and the food that they're eating in their belief is for the good of the soil, for the good of the farmers, for the good of the food. I see that. There's a struggle to keep the earth sound. There's a struggle for them to keep it solid and fresh and bright and clean. This isn't the way to do it, according to the children. The children see better. They know better. They see through the plexiglass of what's going on. They understand and they know what's happening. They know about the boxes. They know about the boats. You see, Amber Hagerman had the same box. There's no hiding the fact of what is going on here. That is Amber Hagerman to the right. To the left is from a video like last week from one of the Beast and Bunch friends. These boxes are for the resurrection and for a child. We see it. It's being shown to all of us. If you have to hide it and run from it and not show anybody, then you're not living the truth. These are the rooms and the boxes in which these children that are taken and essayed and whatever else you're doing stays in boxes like this. This is what they look like. These are the floors in which it looks like. There's no difference between those floors and the information that I showed you that sits in Honduras or wherever. There's no difference between the left, which is Robert Vaughn's that created this whole thing, and to the right. You're showing the same information. This is what you're showing. You showed Summer Moon Wells in an area just like this with the boxes, no different than a room like this, where Madeleine McCain is sitting in one of these rooms in a box. There's no difference. There is no difference from Summer Moon Wells's boxes than to what we were shown here. Nothing. Nothing. The only difference is the deep fakes that were used to place upon them are different. So if you only look at the top layer, you're not going to see the victims. There's so much information that matches between Summer Moon and all of the other cases, location-wise, the boxes, the underground, the railroad, the Appalachian Fair, the carnival. It's all one. Right here, you see the boxes. Look to the right. This was the find that we had as I was closing up. The boxes here that you see match all the way even back to Kylie Rodney. This is Kylie Rodney in her basket, in her box. This is from Don Wells's carnival video. Very first video. He shows the information. The information that he shows to the right is the same torture room, the same closed up boxes with the same shit in it that Robert Vaughn showed 20 years ago. This is the same damn room. This is where I told you the face matched Affleck, Ben Affleck's face that came out of his daughter. It's a full circle, you guys. It's a full circle. When you look at Enan Harsh, and the fire, you need to look super hard at the maroon, the white, the green, the faces that come out of his fire that he says happened the night of the party. The night of the party. Those faces and those heads on sticks and metal are no different, you guys, than any other maroon, green, white head or box that I have been showing since the beginning. This here right here, grab it, are the heads. These are the heads that I pick up all the time and show you on sticks. These heads. This head is the same kind of head that I just showed you tonight at the hospital. It's the same head that, let's see here, that shows up at the party at Prosser Lake. On sticks. What's the difference between that? Let me show you. Or the maroon, green, white. You could call them heads, you could call them boxes. That Summer Wells had. What's the difference between the maroon, green, white boxes that Kylie Rodney was standing on, supposedly the night that she was unalived? Nothing. Nothing. Everything is the same. Everything is the same. Nothing is changing. Nothing is shifting. This is all the same. Kylie Rodney in the boxes with all the sticks. Robert Vaughn in his workshop with the V's. Photos underneath the rides of people that are probably what I say, disability. This is the story of the children. These are the most important pieces that are called elements that they keep from us seeing. Once in a while, someone will screw up, and you'll see these elements so clearly. This person is covered in them. She is in the same space as I'm showing you guys. These are the underground boxes. Show over and over and over. There is a train that takes the disability. They take the children that are in wheelchairs. And this is what they do. These little pieces match across the board. These children are in wheelchairs. These are the pieces that I call elements. Look at the fake car in the bottom. You see how they nicely fit within the tires and across the car? You see how it's across the car? That is the green truck. It's the green truck. Look. $82. This. Oh, weird. It's a green truck. I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'm babysitting tonight. I showed you that. Kylie gets justice tonight. I am going to stop at this horrific photo that shows you someone in a wheelchair with the pole through its head connected to the elements. I believe that this is going on somewhere in the universe. This all matches Quentin Simon. This all matches. This all matches. Allegedly, this is his daughter who is covered in the same things as Quentin Simon. This is the Summer Moon Wells missing children story. This is what is happening. And how we bring justice is doing exactly what we're doing here today. Showing you the elements that match, showing you what to look for, showing you the deep fake and how to unpeel it. Because, my friends, I truly believe that that is Kylie Rodney with her baby. That is what completely followed the Kylie Rodney party at Prosser Lake. Summer Moon Wells is to the left. It completely matches. I'm here to bring justice to the children by bringing you their story to the best of my ability. We are given gifts of information daily. We are given these from day one. Look at them. Do not ignore them. They're all the same bits of information. This was the day that Kylie Rodney went missing. This is Summer Moon Wells. This is Summer Moon Wells. This is Summer Moon. And this is Summer Moon. Hundreds and thousands of children cover Summer Moon Wells. They're all victims of the same sacrifices. Each and every one of these stories, each and every one of these victims stem back to Robert Vaughn's workshop. Each and every item, element has been created within Robert Vaughn's workshop. There is nothing that I could be told or shown outside of what the children are showing me that shows me I am wrong. Allegedly, by the children's story and by what I am told, everything stems back to this. The children tell me that this is the machine that just seriously splits everything apart. And that is where our story is going to end. The end of this story today is going to show you this blueprint of the equipment. It says manifests, I don't know, manages the deaths. Period. You guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up each and every time I'm live. I cannot do this without you. Thank you all. God bless you all. Thank you, Muffin Top. I am headed out. Everyone have a wonderful night and stay tuned for the next one. Good night, folks.